Welcome to the Christmas Light Installer University, and thank you for taking that first step in becoming the best you can be doing Christmas light installing. And I just want to say, in case you have to leave or your connection is lost, know that this is going to be recorded, so you can come back and start over at any time in case that happens. I'm Tanner Maxon, owner of ChristmasLightInstaller.com and ChristmasLightContractor.com, and we've been installing Christmas lights in Dallas for the last, say, 5 or 6 years. And we've been doing such a great job down here. And you know, we sell wholesale Christmas lights to guys. We install for the public and for commercial as well. And we want to just share our tips with you guys and make sure you're the best that you can be. Let's see. At the end of this this seminar, you're going to be able to bid a job. You're going to be able to install a job. You're going to be able to talk to your customers easier, and you're going to have all the tips and tricks available to you that you wouldn't have unless you've been in the business for quite a long time. Now, we're working on a bonus video for you at the end of this webinar to give you, and let me just tell you, it is packed full of goodness, so you don't want to miss out on that. And let's see here, University, it's free. We put this together because all of our customers, the installers around Dallas here, they all asked for it, and we just figured, you know what, why only the Dallas people get the webinar here? So we're offering it out to all of you guys, and I hope you guys get all the meat out of this and make sure that you can become more profitable with the information you learn here. And let's see, you told me this is the list of the things you guys said you want in your university. You want me to train you how to sell. You want me to train you how to install. You want me to train you how to organize your crew. How many guys do you need in your crew? How many salesmen do you need? You know, what kind of tools to put in your truck, that sort of thing. And then provide how to write a good script or ad so that you can gather the employees, like if you're going to put an ad out on Craigslist for labor or something, how to weasel out all the guys that are going to be, not worth your time and get the most productive, most efficient working guys. We're going to give you an ad to put out to basically single out the best guys out there that you can find if you don't have a local labor force. Okay, we're going to give you a list of supplies that you need to have in your truck so you're not going to Home Depot every 5 minutes, and all the tools that you would need as well. So also in this university, we're going to give you a bunch of files you can download. If you want if you want business cards, if you want an estimate form, so if you want to come up to a customer's house, write out an estimate and give them a copy of it, we've built that all for you so you don't have to go out and be creative and come up with your own thing. We kind of given you a business in a box, or everything you need all in one place for Christmas light installation. And after you come through this Christmas Light University, we'll have a logo for you, and you can put that on your truck, on your business card, on your website, so that you can tell your customers you've been through the Christmas Light University, and it just kind of lets them rest assured that you have the training you need. Okay, because there's a lot of guys out there that'll burn down your house not being careful. Okay, so we have a disclaimer. Our lawyer said, make sure you say this. You don't want to get in trouble, all that kind of stuff. So we're just going to read it word for word here so that everybody's on the same page. There are risks with owning and operating your own business. You are completely responsible for the operation of your own business, including the pricing, collecting payment from customers, installation, quality control, and customer satisfaction. Your success depends on many variables, including but not limited to market forces, economic factors, level of competition in your geographic area, your pricing structure, and your business reputation. We do not guarantee your profitability or success, nor can we guarantee a minimum number of referrals or leads. Let's see here. We've also helped you by offering even more this season. We went above and beyond what you guys asked for in a Christmas Light Installer University. We put together a whole slew of things that will help you increase sales this year and run your business more efficiently. And some of these big awesome things are phone support. We're going to show you that we can handle all your phones this year, so you're not climbing up and down the ladder answering your phones and having to be unprofessional, taking leads and all that kind of stuff. We're going to help you through that. We've developed a lead management software that's compatible with iPhones and iPads. If you want to take your computer along with you, you can do that instead of, I know you guys, you're handwriting it on a piece of paper, and by the end of the season, you got to pile that big in the floorboard of your Chevy truck. So we're going to help you be more organized moving throughout the season this year. Also, we're gonna teach you how you can get all the leads you can handle. That means so much work that you can't even get to it. That's what your goal is, and that's what our goal is for you. We want to make you more successful. Inexpensive supplies, like I mentioned before, that we're a Christmas light wholesale supply house here. So not only do we install lights like you guys, we also import lights, and we want to get you guys the least expensive lights you can possibly get. So we're going to show you how we can give you that pricing. If you prefer to buy from us, buy from anywhere. We don't care. We want you to do good out there. Free items. Let's see here. Inexpensive magnet. Well, I say free. I mean the design. We're going to give you the design so you can make inexpensive magnets, business cards, street signs, get your jackets printed and T-shirts. And then anyway, so all this is going to come to you. And we're happy that we're able to put this on for you and make you guys more professional, more efficient, and making more money this Christmas season. All right, well, let's get started, and let's go to that first slide. And it's really sure. Okay, the first thing we're going to talk about right here is our equipment list and what kind of stuff you guys need to get together, throw in the truck, and be ready to rock and roll this season. And the first thing I would recommend, obviously to me, maybe not to you, is that GPS. You're going to get leads coming at you from all angles this year, and they're going to be coming from streets and areas in your city that you don't even know where they are. So if you're hustling around with a Mapsco in the dark, because you're going to be out there at all hours sometimes, just get a GPS. It's quick. You can go out and run a lead. You're like, dude, where did I just leave my crew? Just go to recent places and bounce back right to where you just came from. GPS will run you like $250. You can get them just about anywhere. Everybody knows what a GPS is? Good. Okay, measuring wheel. And we're not talking about a little bitty wheel at the, excuse me, we're not talking about a small wheel that you might use on concrete. I'm talking about a larger wheel about the size of a basketball, and it's on the end of a stick. And we use these to measure, you've seen the construction guys, you use them to measure linear foot. Now that's how you measure roof lines. So you just walk it on the ground and you use a measuring wheel for that. So that'll cost you about $100. Home Depot, so any construction kind of place will have something like that. Next thing is an impact drill with a masonry bit, and we use that to install your wreaths, your garlands, stuff like that. If you're going to have a peak on a house and you're going to put a little anchor in the mortar up there to hold somebody's wreath, you install it once, you leave it there all year round, it's there permanently, but you're going to need to drill into that mortar or into a stone to hang that sort of thing. So a good drill, you might already have one. Make sure you have a masonry bit, because a wood bit ain't going to cut it. Spool of wire, and you can get a spool of wire, baling wire, safety wire, you can get that for like $10 just about anywhere as well. Everybody needs electrical tape. Electrical tape. You guys are doing a lot of Christmas lights. Of course, you're going to need electrical tape. Let's see here. You're going to have broken bulbs. You're going to have glass on the ground. You don't want people cutting their feet, so you're going to need a broom, and that'll cost you like $20. Or if you guys are lawn care guys or something like that, you already have those backpack blowers. Those are about $400 if you have to go out and buy one, so hopefully you have one already. But those backpack blowers, that's the way to go for cleaning up broken bulbs on the ground and trash and stuff like that. And just, that broken glass, just blow it off right into the grass. I mean, by the time it hits the ground, it's pretty small anyways, and it'll filter right down into the dirt and not hurt anybody. So let's see what else here. We got the broom, a blower, wire strippers. Make sure you get at least one set of wire strippers. I have about 4 sets in each one of my trucks, because seems like people are always dropping them. You're working at night, you throw it in the grass, everybody got lost. You don't want people to have to keep going in and out to Home Depot. Every truck that you're doing an install with, just have 4 sets of wire strippers in there. And hopefully by the end of the season, you'll still have at least 1 pair. And those will cost you about $10 at Home Depot. Again, I like Home Depot, I guess. A lawn rake, a typical lawn rake that you guys would clean up the lawn with. And we use the lawn rake for if you're if you're messing with the roof and you want to bring down, the Christmas lights, you don't want them to hit the ground. If you get a pole and you grab onto it and you want to give it a quick jerk and it'll get it off the roof real quick, well, it's helpful to have another man a couple feet away from you with a lawn rake, so when the wire comes down, he can catch it and not have to catch it with his hands and maybe miss it or hit himself in the eye. You can get some distance from you with that rake and catch it in the little fingers of the rake. So that's the only reason we carry a lawn rake. 16-foot extension ladder with a stabilizer arm and an 8-foot A-frame or step ladder. Now, stabilizer arms, that means like you have your extension ladder, and a 2-story roof is about 20 foot. So when you get your extension ladder and you extend it all the way up, you want it to go to at least 24. Okay, so 24 foot up, and then the extension arms, those are the things that, say you got your two left and right uprights of your ladder. This is something you clamp up to the top of it, and it extends your arms, and it'll so that your ladder, instead of touching the gutters, it'll have those arms, and those arms will actually touch the shingles before it hits the gutters. So now you don't have metal to metal contact or fiberglass ladder to metal gutter contact. You're going to have rubber footing and rubber footing to shingle contact, which is a lot more stable because it's wide and because it'll grip into the shingles a lot easier. And you won't have any of this stuff going on. It's a lot safer. Okay. Next, let's see. Aluminum pool net skimmer pole. And your guys are like, what the heck do I need that for? Well, it's an aluminum pool net skimmer pole. And what we do is we take the pole, that you clean out the pool with, and we like them to go up to about 24 foot again, to get up to a 2-story roof that big, and we got some big trees and stuff as well. So you want to be able to reach the top of that. So what we do is we take, this is just like a sprinkler extension or something right there. We just tape it in there in the form of an X so that you can put mini light string on it or a C9 string and just kind of push it up there and kind of guide how it's going to go. If it's like up on a tree or something, you can kind of decorate it a lot easier. And then if you're pulling stuff off of a roof, it gives you the down hook so you can pull down stuff as well. So these are awesome. You got to have these things. At the end of the season, when you're ready to pull down your lights, instead of going up on the roof and pulling down all your lights, you can do it all with this. And then, knock your clips off the roof if any of them stay up there as well. Got to have one of these. I get these in, I get like a 10-foot pole, and I get like a 20-foot pole as well. So those are great. The next thing is, you're going to be creating estimates out in the field, so make sure you have like a pocket calculator, or if you have a little estimate book, put yourself a calculator in there. So make sure you have one of those. And then a clipboard, 8.5 by 11 clipboard that you can open up, have some papers in there or some pens, some business cards. You need business cards in there all the time. Close it up, calculator. Some of them have them built right onto that, so that's great stuff. All right. Now, a lot of things I'm going to talk about, you guys might not know if you've never been in the Christmas light business what the heck I'm talking about. So I got some words I'm going to define here for you real quick. Excuse me. The first one is going to be what we're talking about, a roof here, but what we call a front face. So the front face of a roof, and go ahead and show them a picture of that front face. Okay, you guys see that? See how we're measuring it there? It's that red line. That's how you'll actually take your measuring wheel and actually walk off the roof and measure how many linear feet. So what we're measuring right there is from the far right side to the far left side of the front of the house. That's the front face of the roof. Now, if you're talking about the ridge lines would be anything going up like toward the center of the house, toward the chimney. It's the shingle line going toward the center of the house. And meaning like the front face, rain could fall off the edge. Okay, you could fall off the edge. Or the ridge lines, everything toward the center of the house. So whenever we price out a job, we always ask the customer, do you want the front face done? Do you want the sides done? Do you front face and just one side? Whatever's facing the street. Do you want the back side of the house done? So some of them actually want the ridge lines, and you better know that because it's about twice as much electricity, and you got to make sure that they have enough power to support that. Okay, another word defined here is the fence line. Measured, what? Fence line? Measured from the front face. Some people, they just want what's visible from the front of the house, and maybe the side goes all the way down the side of the house, but they want to stop like at the fence line. So, if they want to save some money here or there, they can save quite a bit by just going to the fence line and stopping, because they're like, nobody will see that back half of the side anyways. So front face to the fence line. Some people say stop at the AC, stop at this. Make sure you know exactly what your customer wants. Tree wrapping. You can, many lights that are strung around the tree trunk, you can wrap, when you do your trees, you can do just around the trunks. You can do branch wrapping, which is all the way out to the foliage, and there's branch wrapping to the tips as well. If you want to tip wrap a tree, that means it looks like a huge piece of cauliflower by the time you're done with it. Let's see, naked wire, that's what we call it. I don't know what you guys call it up north. I'm assuming everybody calls it the same, but naked wire is basically a spool of lamp cord. It's the same gauge as your C9 roof cord or C7 roof cord, like an SPT1 or 18 gauge. I don't know what you guys will be calling it up there, but it's basically a spool of cord without sockets on it. You can buy spools of cord, at Home Depot, like I like to go to. So, yeah, that's called what we call naked wire. The next one, everybody laughs at me about this one, but I call it a butt plug. And that's basically a multi-port outlet, has one male plug and 3 females. It lets you make basically a Y splitter or something like that, a T, but we call them butt plugs. So if you hear me refer to that, that's what I'm talking about, so don't get any crazy ideas. Candy cane style. That's when you're alternating your bulbs, red, white, red, white, red, white. It gives that candy cane kind of look. You can do clear bulbs, you can do candy cane, you can do multicolor, and all red, all blue, all different kinds of colors. But if they want a red, white candy cane, it's basically alternating colors. Okay. Oh, Clark Griswold. Y'all saw Clark Griswold in, what is that movie? Chevy Chase and the National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation or something. So if somebody comes to you and says, I want my house to look like the Griswolds, what they mean is they got a lot of money, or they think they do, and they want you just to design the whole thing, tell me what all I can fit on this place. And if somebody tells me they want to make their tree look like the Griswolds, well, that means that I'm just going to branch wrap it all the way to the tips. So, and if you want to tell, it's kind of funny. You say, hey, we'll make your house look like the Griswolds after we're done. So, anyway, so that's all the words. If I start rattling off stuff, you guys know what I'm talking about. Electrical calculations. So this is talking about what are the limits of your clocks, what are the limits of your timers, how many linear feet can you put up on a roof before popping breakers and stuff like that. And it really depends on if you're using C7s on the roof or you're using C9s. So here, take a look at this. For instance, the last 2 lines here, a 5 watt and 7 watt, that little line on the bottom of the graph. The 5 watt will be referring to your C7s, and your 7 watt line there, that's referring to your C9 bulbs. So, if you go over here to the right, it says 15 amp circuit breaker. You can put the C7s, you can put 288 in a row because it's burning less wattage. And then, of course, the 205 for a C9. I like to err on safety, and go like 185 max for C9s. So, because you never know if there's like a refrigerator or something else on the circuit with you. I would go ahead and print this sucker off, laminate it, put it in your wallet behind your ID, because you never know when you're going to have to just keep referring back to that. And give one to all your crew as well. It's good to have out there. Let's see. Whenever you're going to go ahead and start doing your roof light hanging, always use a spotter up on that roof and stuff. Never hang roof lights going up and down roofs when it's all wet and rainy, because you want to be safe out there. Locate an electrical receptacle for the lights. So you can use the front door, you can use the back door, but just check it first, because a lot of the times, I'd say 80% of the time, a front door outlet and a back door outlet are going to be both tied to the same breaker in the garage. So you don't want to think you're using 2. You want to check it out first. So if your homeowner's home, go ahead, go in the house or go in the breaker box in the garage, wherever it might be, and pop that breaker, see if it turned off on both sections, and you know if it's on the same circuit or not. Also, you can go in the garage, use one in the garage. Try not to jump on the same breaker as the deep freeze or something like that. You don't want to pop their breaker by accident and then end up losing a lot of groceries and stuff in there. A lot of times what you can do is you can actually send that extension cord up to the ceiling and over where the garage door is actually working, and that's another one you can utilize as well. Let's see here. How to measure a roof. Let's talk about that one. That's pretty cool. If you got a measuring wheel, you know, one of those larger measuring wheels like we were discussing before, and you go from left to right, you know, just walking down, and look at this little graphic right here. Okay, you see how on this graphic there's a line on the grass, and basically that's what you're going to do. You're going to walk the grass and kind of mirror image the roof line, and as the measuring wheel that you got is just clicking off and counting linear feet. And so you're going to charge that job out by the linear foot too. So that's really awesome to have. You don't need to get up on the roof or measure shingles or nothing like that. You just do everything from the ground. Even when you're doing like ridge lines and vertical and all that kind of stuff, you're going to want to measure, just draw it in the grass and do your best guesstimate, because that's 10 times quicker, and it's for the most part you'll be within about 3 or 4 feet anyway. So test your lights. Okay, this is an important section. Testing your lights. You're going to save yourself a lot of aggravation by testing your lights before you actually climb up and install them all. Because if you test them on the ground, screw all your bulbs in, put all your clips on the ground, and then just plug it in, because you're going to find that every once in a while you'll have a socket that's bad. The socket never did crimp down tight enough on that wire, and you're not going to get a connection. So that's kind of hard to fix. Not hard to fix, but it's easier to fix on the ground. So I would go ahead and plug it in, make sure everything works before I go ahead and put it up on the roof. So, okay, how many bulbs do you need? How do you do this and stuff? You got like a 1,000-foot spool of C9 cord, and you're like bulb it all up, clip it all up on the ground. I would go ahead. You know how many linear feet it's going to be. I just put that cord on my shoulder, get my measuring wheel, and then just take off walking until I click out to approximately what we're going to go ahead and put up. And then I, go an extra 5 or 6 feet, cut it off, and then it's all bulbed and clipped up. And then all you got to do is you take up a little bit with you. You don't have to, carry up a spool or anything with you on the roof. And whenever you do clip it off, on one end you're going to put your male in, to plug into the wall or something. On the other end, you're going to cut it off, and you're going to have where your 2 wires come together. What you want to do is cut one a little shorter so that you don't have an accidental arc at the end of it. So cut a little shorter, get some tape and tape it up, and make sure that it's nice and safe. You're not going to get rain or anything to make a connection and start shorting out your wiring. So as far as keeping on the being safe kind of thing, when you're setting up your ladder, I like to use fiberglass ladders. Some people like aluminum ladders. It doesn't matter. They're both awesome. Aluminum is lighter. Fiberglass is to me seems a lot more sturdy at real high levels, like 20 foot up or so. I like a fiberglass ladder. So the important part, fiberglass or aluminum, is to get that extra arm to put on there that'll give you extra stability at high levels. So instead of putting your ladder right on the gutters, it gets you off the gutter and onto the shingles themselves, and allows you to not slide back and forth a lot. Use a spotter at all times, somebody to help you. You don't want to be hanging Christmas lights by yourself. And let's see what else I can tell you about that. Okay, let's talk about the different ways we can use clips. C9 clips, shingle tabs, all that kind of good stuff. Got myself a little handy bag here. I like these bags, by the way. We make these. Has a nice bungee, so if you're hanging upside down stuff doesn't pour out of them. You can put just about anything in there. And let's see what's in the goodie bag. Today, I got, let's see, where's all my clips? I'm just going to dump it all out here, guys. We got some nice clips. A couple of broken bulbs. All right, making a mess. All right, good. There's your bag. So, I got multiple types of clips here. I got the large one, which is called a shingle tab. I got an all-in-one, well, this is an all-in-one clip. I got an all-in-one plus clip. And then I got Walmart's version of an all-in-one clip, and we'll talk more about that one in a minute. Okay, so all-in-one clips are awesome for C7 or C9s, and let me show you a little bit more about each one of them. We got the largest one of the bunch, and that's the shingle tab. And the shingle tab you can use with a C7 or a C9. Most commonly, these are put on commercial buildings, so like if there's like a concrete roof or a brick roof, they'll go right on the edge like that. And the bulb is actually horizontal showing, because if you got a lot of space between the roof and the ground, if it's pointing straight up, people they're not going to see it. It's much more visible to be out like that. It's much more visible, more the bulb is showing. So to make it easy to install these, we have these parapet clips. And with these two holes, you can either put some screws in there, or you can just put some like latex glue or something and glue it down on the top of the roof, and then these will just slide right in and stay put. Now at the end of the season, take these out and box them up. This one will stay there all year round, and it's not visible from the street, so those are like a permanent thing. Really awesome. Next year, bam, slide them on. It's a real quick installation. Then you got your all-in-one clip. Pretty cool all-in-one clip. You got your socket, you're just slamming them in, just going real fast. It's a really fast front-loading speed clip. You slide your shingle right underneath the shingle here, and then it grips it like that, so it stays on real nice. Bad thing is at the end of the season, they kind of tend to stay on the roof as well, which, you know, takes a little bit of extra work. Get up there and get the clips off, but it's an awesome, fast clip. Then we got the all-in-one plus clip. And I say it's plus because it's an added plus. It has these little ears, if you can see right there inside. Those give a little extra grip for a C7 or a C9. And so at the end of the season, it's fast loading and everything just like the other all-in-one. This all-in-one plus, it actually at the end of the season when you're pulling them off, it grips the cord and the socket so well that it's like 99% of the time these are going to come off the roof as well, and you won't have to go chasing these down. Save a lot on labor with the all-in-one plus clip. And then you got the all-in-one from basically a Walmart version, and this is actual crap. I just wanted you guys to see it. I don't want you to buy these things. It's not a front loading, which means it's rear loading, so it's, if you can see right here, so it's actually a lot slower to load these things, and the plastic is just garbage, so when it gets cold, it gets brittle, and it chips and breaks, and it's powder or something. It's just, don't buy that. Take a good look at it. All right. So there's your all-in-one clips for C7 and C9. All right. Do you want to take a closer look? Nope? Okay. We're going to move on to LEDs. LEDs are awesome. If you guys want to, a lot of people don't do LEDs because they're a little bit added expense, but we're going to talk about them today if you choose to do LEDs. There's a couple different qualities I want you to be aware of. One quality is it's got 5 diodes in it, and they're multiple levels, so they're very visible from the street. You know, if you can see multiple diodes, that's the bomb, right? But here's one with just 3 diodes in it, and they're all on the same height. So whenever this actually screws into a socket, they're kind of hidden almost. They're on the same level with the plastic socket, so it's not really visible. You can imagine if this one was in there and you got that much more diode totally visible and above the socket, it's going to be a lot brighter from the street. So there's your 2 different qualities of LEDs. Pretty awesome. Of course, you can get them in any color. I got white here. Of course, you got C9s, and comes in ceramic and transparent, whatever colors you want there, of course. And most common, people use those just clear. That's 90% of the people are going to want clear. Don't be afraid to use color. Color looks awesome out there too. Okay, the next thing I want to talk to you guys about is say you got some naked wire without any sockets on it, or whatever, you want to put some male and female on it. Sometimes it's better to make your own extension cords. Sometimes, especially if you got 1,000 foot of C9 cord, you got to put your male and female on it anyways. These are called Gilbert plugs. Gilbert plugs are awesome because it allows you to customize your extension cords, and it's got a left and a right barb in there. So for the two sides of your cord, you just put it on top, give it a little press. That barb will actually penetrate the conduit, and this compressing thing, pow, right on top of that. Now you got yourself a good connection. Got your male and female, and you know, if you want to put up these up, if you got a bunch of trees that are, you know, too close or not close enough or a little longer, you know, just customize however long you want these suckers. It's really awesome, especially if you're like, you got your roof line going up on a peak and you got a wreath right below it. Well, shoot, man, you can tap right into that and go straight to your wreath and not have to run a whole extension cord up there. It's pretty awesome. Another thing you can do, here's a Gilbert plug, right? And I'll show you two Gilbert plugs, one before and one after. Okay, here's one before, and it's got, you can see it's open on this side and it's closed on this side. Now, that's good for if you want to make an extension cord, but what if you got that peak and you got your C9 cord and you want to run something straight down and put like a wreath on it? Wouldn't you like to just tee into it and go straight down? So what you do is, this is a modification, and I'm not telling you that this is the right thing to do and you can't get in trouble. I don't think it will, but you know what? You make up your own mind, check out your own stuff, and whatever. It's a tip. That's all it is. It's what I have seen done. All right, so what you do is you get some pliers or some needle nose and break off that piece of plastic. That means that you can put a wire across this, and it doesn't have to terminate right here. You can actually just make it go straight through, and it's awesome. That way you can just put a junction in there. It's like a T. You don't have to cut the wire and create multiple junctions. It's awesome. So then you put that on there, put your compression fitting on there, bam. Now you just get your wreath and hang it, run your cord straight up to it, you're rocking and rolling. And that's a quick and easy way to do it. All right, let's see what else is on our agenda for today. Just before you guys get started, if I was you to make it nice and easy, just assess the situation, kind of count up your linear feet, start, you know what, if I'm going to plug in here, I'm going to terminate down there, that's about 180 foot, and then I know I'm going to have to find another circuit. You know, just kind of just take a good overall picture of your design and design it in your head before you get started and save yourself a lot of time. You know, if you're going to use one plug at the air conditioner over here and one over here by the garage, just kind of plan it out and get going in your head before you start putting it up on the roof. All right, guys, well, don't forget to go to the content section, and to find out more about the business opportunities we're providing for you guys, go to christmaslightinstaller.com, find the opportunities link, and read more about it. We're here to serve with you guys and make sure your businesses are more profitable. And just a reminder that next time we're going to be talking about the art of tree wrapping, wreaths and garland, and removal and storage. So come back in just a couple of days. We'll have the next webinar up and ready to go. And thanks for stopping in. christmaslightinstaller.com. Christmas Light Installer University. Thanks.